What we got in here? Chris Mitchell, Fabian, Hola Fabian. Who else? Mr. Downer's in the house. Good to see you. MGTOW Life. Big shout out. MGTOW Life. Victorious in his battle. Shout out to MGTOW Life for getting through what he got through. That's definitely check out his channel as well. Check out Chris Mitchell's channel. Brandon Trueblood. Mr. Hemmy's back in the house. Good to see you. Oh, Cesar, what up? Who is that? Brandon Trueblood, Wilson. I don't know where Wilson's from. JR, good to have you. And absolutely. One Dax back in the house. Check out Dax's channel, JR's channel. I think JR has a channel. I'm pretty sure he does. RJ, good to have you, brother, catching it live. North Cackley, I have no idea where that is, Josh, but right on. Tori Jones back, good to see you. Getting ready for work, Jerry C. Chris Boyd, talked to Chris last night. He's on, he just got his CDL, increased his game within the last 6 months, guys. Chris Boyd did it, you can too. Upped his salary by, over 200%. And living the dream, building his hobbies and going after what he believes is his purpose. Joara back. Joara, author of 7 books. You gotta change that to author of 9 books. You've got to have written 2 more books by now. What do you think of dogs? I subscribe to a dog channel called I Hate Dogs. Dogs are fine, but I've had 3 kids. Enough for me. Good to see you. Polska back. Jason Reed in the house. Listening to Beowulf. Awesome Venice Beach Thrash. Good for you. I've heard of them. All right. Robert A. in the house. I heard Robert A. mention on Greg Adams' live stream. I guess you signed up and you become part of the coach gang. Good for you. Boy, it's tough to get through all of this stuff. Well, anyhow, my thinking today was MGTOW awards the brave peace, quiet, and freedom. And you have to be brave to go MGTOW. You have to be brave to accept the red pill. It's not easy. Red pill rage comes about. You feel like you've been bamboozled, right? And it's something you have to accept. Not everyone can accept it. Not everyone wants to give up the dream of having a marriage, a family, right? We understand that. And that's some of the issues we have to deal with and to accept. And only the brave that accept that live a life of peace, quiet, and freedom. 98% of women over 30 either have a cat or dog. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Especially even in their 40s. Lisa Smith in the house, good to have you. But here's what happens when you go your own way. Now, going your own way is not something, there is no manual for it. It is a way for you to have peace, quiet, and freedom, however you choose that. Some guys go monk. Some guys hang out with waifus. Some guys are short-term only. Some guys live apart but maintain, a potential situation. So you decide how you live your life. You're the captain of your plane. You decide who gets in, who gets to ride, where you fly, when you fly, how you fly, and with whom you fly. It's as simple as that. So a lot of people say, you can only be this way if you're MGTOW. That's not right. A man going his own way decides all of those. Think about this. Even for the younger guys, when you go your own way, money is important, but not as important as if you were building a family. So finances are not going to be as high as, and they can be. I mean, go out and buy a Lamborghini, whatever floats your boat for peace, quiet, and freedom. But for most guys, they don't need a lot. So finances will be less, right? Which means your career options, you don't have to go to massive university to get master's degree if you don't want to. A lot of guys go and become lawyers, accountants, physicians, dentists, because number one, a lot of them don't go in it because they want to. A lot of them go in it to make money. That's a long boat to haul, which obviously puts them in debt and so forth. So your options for careers when you go MGTOW, MGTOW Life going long, good for him, are endless. I mean, you don't really have to do what you once thought. You could lay bricks. You could 3 days a week. You could clean carpets 3 days a week. You could be a truck driver. Your options are much more because you don't have so many finances to deal with, right? So that's another good thing. Peace, quiet, and freedom. Having to maintain a large household puts stress on you. You got to take care of multiple people, right? You got to take care of a ton of real estate, utilities on a 4,000 square foot house because you have a family. Okay. There's no drama. What drama do you have when you go your own way? Because you are the table. You are now the pedestal. D-Man 50 in the house, stop to drop a like and show some support. I can't stay for this one and have to go to the dreaded tax point. Have a great stream. Good to have you stopping in, D-Man. Appreciate it, brother. Brad, you should look up the Navy version of playing captain. Good advice. I fly with my band of brothers, says Matt, those who are like-minded. Exactly. Well, was it Dak was out ice fishing the other day, just sitting out with his bros? No drama, no stress. Opening up a tall, cool Labatt's Blue or Kokanee. Right? Peace, quiet, and freedom. Lamont Ellis, salute to you, brother. Isn't being an accountant part of the American dream? Because I say so. Hey, if you want to do that, great. However, a guy going his own way decides that has endless career options. He can go and be a ski bum if he wanted to. You have 100% choice to do whatever you want. 29 years old, finance means a lot to me. I mean, you can make, what I'm saying is you don't have to just grind 80 hours a week when you go your own way. You can do things and have a life because we as men don't need a lot. That's the whole gist of it, right? There's no one to answer to. Now, if you're working in a job, you might have a boss to answer to. That's it. You don't have to answer to someone on what you're doing or where you're going or who you're hanging out with. Freedom, peace. Quiet. You can watch the TV at whatever volume you want. Okie Drummer Guy in the house. Check out his channel as well. That part that always makes me laugh is how they want you to defer to their failed imperative. Absolutely. Juara says, I was able to attend because you gave enough notice, but can't keep up with Coach Craig. He's got a lot, man. I got to watch him on 2, maybe sometimes 2.5 speed. I'm still paying for 3 children through university. Well, I just had to pay my son's, even though he's out, his dental bill, which I did. I can do that for him. But yeah, Jason Reed, peace, quiet, and freedom is priceless. Absolutely. FAL71 will downsize to a smaller place in the next couple of years and live cheap and travel. And I think that's what does. Remember, less is more. In this way of thinking, less is more. Less noise is more. Less things is more. It's more peace, quiet, and freedom. You get to a point where I'm almost 50. I'll be 50 this year. I don't want a lot of stuff. You don't need a lot of stuff to be happy. A bike and a sandwich, maybe a cold one. You don't need much, right? I don't want to work more than 45. I enjoy the separation between business and pleasure. Absolutely. Okie Drummer, Brandon Trueblood, save money as a young man and feel the power of compound interest. Yeah, you young cats, $50 to $100 a month. Watch that happen. Watch what happens to it. Whatever happened to Gregory? I don't know. Isn't he still doing his podcast out there? Lisa Smith, I'm trying to get my 22-year-old son to subscribe to channels. He knows the idea of dating in 2022 is a shit show. It is. I can't imagine. I mean, even just listening to Greg Adams and his overview of the dating landscape, it's all monetized now. These gals are on everything, seeking arrangement, sugar babies. It's crazy. And it's sad for the boys, our boys, Lisa, right? And the boys that are my kids' ages, 20, 21, 23. Yeah. I'm going to leave work in a couple minutes and head to a park and do a 3-mile run. Going to be nice. Good for you. Matthew in the house. Built a home gym the other day, rad, flooring and all. No more having to look at women in their yoga pants or women with bigger biceps than you. Good for you. That is a man going his own way. He decides. You got the option to travel when you want, where you want, how you want. If you want to live out of a backpack or rent a utility van and use that as a hotel, you don't have to deal with someone throwing a fit, right? Let's see, Okie Drummer Boy says, lowering expenses is his deal. And that's what all men should be doing when they're going their own way. Stacking bills and having as lowest expenses as possible. And another thing is go through the purge, just the bare necessities will do. Absolutely. Another thing is getting out of debt and buying quality things. Vehicles. Buy a quality vehicle that you know is going to go the distance. Toyota, Honda, Lexus. I'd stay away from European cars. Not that I hate them. They're very expensive to maintain. When they break down, they cost, and they depreciate very quickly. So I'm a Japanese car guy just because they're reliable, they retain value, and it's quality. Well said, Matt. Jerry C., I've got another month to go till I start traveling around the country. Awesome. You need a channel as well. Keep us informed. Greg closed down his MGTOW, now a Catholic apologetic. Matthew made a wise decision with his home gym. Yes, he did. Oh, T-Tox is in here. Hey, good to see you, brother. Hey, Rad Gang. So good to be out of the hospital back home. So enjoy this camaraderie with y'all. Yeah, you definitely, you're going to do just fine, brother. Just fine. That month in the hospital, I'm glad everything, you're home. You've got a good to have you. Victorious MGTOW Life just got notice that he is cancer-free. So we got some warriors in the chat. I'm on child support, so earning more money doesn't help. Keeping expenses as low as possible is the best solution. Damn right. Midas Welby says, I don't need much either, but I got a badass car. There you go. And buy quality items. Buy quality clothing, right? That's going to last. Quality shoes, quality boots. I have a pair of Frye boots. They cost $300. Last me 10 years. Right? Versus a $90 boot. I bought a $80 pair of boots. The sole went out in 6 months. So, that's what you do. Gregory turned to religious fanaticism. That's I always had, nothing against Gregory. He had some good content, and I know a lot of content folks in the chat listen to Greg, and I think he had some good stuff. But I didn't like I applaud him for sticking to his religious principles and whatnot, but I just didn't like hearing about it all the time. I feel like a man I think the red pill exposes organized types of religions and control and institutional things, but that's just me. Resabite, obrigado for being here. The more stuff you have, the more you have to maintain. Stuff takes time and money to keep it all going. You become a slave to your possessions. Absolutely. And the Japanese know that. They don't have a lot of stuff. They live the longest and most healthiest lives versus the West. Well said. 2 cars almost paid off and keeping investment and supplies ammo in my portfolio. And don't forget to invest in yourself, which means to take care of yourself, to reward yourself for things, to travel, to get to know yourself by being alone. Backpacking is great for traveling, especially when you're homeless, might as well travel. Absolutely. Absolutely. Backpacking is great. I love camping. I'm an Eagle Scout, so I did a lot of scouting in the 80s, and I loved it. Canada, did 80-mile canoe trips all over the place. Good for you, MGTOW Life. I'm a big fan of Japanese because I know they're reliable. Although Nissan was sold to Renault, the French car company, so I think their quality has gone down. I think it's coming back a little. And there you go. Damn right, Victory. Victory for you and T-Tox. Every guy deserves a man cave, whether it's an entire room or just a spot in the house to call his own, or the whole dang house. If only there were more Lisa Smiths out there. Stat Green, get fat, and watch sports. Ghost MGTOW in the house. Check his channel out as well. And I'll plug everyone that is subscribed that I subscribe to. What do you say when 100% of women ask, what do you do? I say, I'm a squirrel looking for a nut. That's all I say. I don't want to meet any women online, even from church groups. And I think church women are someone, well, I was married to a church gal. You know, church gals are extremely difficult because they hide behind the good word. No recurrence of disease. I love hearing that. But we knew you were going to make it from day one. I got some land. I'm building an off-grid homestead, living in a tent until it's finished. I'm 100% debt-free and loving being surrounded by nature and the peace and quiet of my solitude. I love hearing stories about that. Guys that can just not have to follow the hive thinking of having to have, 4 walls made of sticks. Mitsubishi is part of the Renault group. Gotcha. Yeah, and the quality went down like the early 2000s. They bought them in 96, I believe, 96 or 97, but I know the quality hasn't been very good for several years. There's been a lot of lawsuits. But Nissan was a great, back when I had a Datsun 510 was my first car. And they were great back then. I think every MGTOW guy needs a hobby. Mine is playing and collecting bass guitars. You have to have an outlet or you will go crazy. Speaking of bass guitars, the bassist for Enough's Enough, Chips Enough, I saw them in, last year sometime. And all of his strings on his bass guitars were like different colors. I thought it was cool. John Boston also plays bass. Lucas Hong in the house, all the way from Singapore. Good to have you. Got some Singapore folks. I had a Halloween hike last year, but upload the video on your email address. That'd be kind of cool to check that out. You couldn't. Oh, dang it. Is DHEA for life? Yes. Sound engineer all the way from the Eastern Europe in the house. Good to see you, brother. Interest rates going up soon. Get your debts down. Lots of people living large will feel the pain. Absolutely. Prices are going up. You're seeing it all over. I mean, I bought a seltzer, just do some fasting. So I bought a seltzer. It was $2.99 a 12-pack. Now it's $3.99. Literally. 2 months ago, up $1. What is that? 30%. So you're seeing it everywhere. Good word of advice there, FAL71. Thanks for my Nissan Versa is a manual transmission. I think I'll be, yeah, there you go. And those automatic transmissions. Now I will tell you this. Tata Motors from India bought Jaguar and they literally reinvented the Jag. It's a very reliable car now. Ever since whoever got rid of it last. I know the Brits, started it, and I think it was sold to BMW or Volvo. Now the Indian company Tata, they're known for their micro cars, have literally completely overhauled that damn engine and transmission. Apparently, it's getting huge reviews. I will never buy a Jag, but you guys know I drive a Toyota 4Runner. That's all I need. Hauls my bike and my Subway sandwiches. That's all I need. I haven't. I've been at Ibanez myself. There you go. FJT back in the house. Greetings to you. Check out FJT's channel. Everybody's channel. Chris Mitchell. Nissan CVTs are trash. Subaru, you know what? I like Subarus. I like the older ones, like the 80s. I know that a Subaru, based on their engine, I know that around 160, 170,000 miles, the engine starts to kind of pitter-patter. Maybe it's just the design of their engine, or maybe it's just on certain models. But hey, they were the original all-wheel drive. The favorite restaurants all cut the portions and raised prices. Yeah, that's what you're seeing. I think Chipotle raised their prices 10%. You're seeing fast food going up. At this rate, how sustainable is it? So get out of debt fast, get healthy so you don't have to spend those dollars going to see providers of medical care as much as possible, unless you absolutely have to. Keep yourself fit. That's a man going his own way. A man going his own way is typically conservative as well, because he sees through the BS. A man going his own way takes responsibility, which brings him peace, quiet, and freedom. Manual transmissions are likely to be stolen. Most millennials can't drive them. And they're also, I think, an upgrade. Back 30 years ago, an automatic transmission was an additional $2,000. Okay, yours is doing all right. There you go. And it all depends, I just know they've had issues and a lot of recalls and a lot of class actions. Isuzu Rodeo 280 and it won't die. Adele. I had 2 Isuzu Troopers. I loved them. The only thing that was notorious for the Trooper was the valve cover gasket. You had to get those done or you'd smell the oil and it leak everywhere. FJT giving some sound advice. Range Rovers. Yeah. I call them deranged Rovers because they break down like nobody's. And my brother got one. I said, whatever you do not buy one. Circuit board went out. They're cool looking to sit in and look at. If I bought a Range Rover, I would buy it brand new. And at 35,800 miles, I'd dump it. And I bet in those 35,800 miles, it'd be in the shop 12 times. They're just not known and they know it. Their reliability is not good on the majority of their models. I think the Defender was okay in Africa, but can you imagine being in a Range Rover in Africa and it breaks down in some jungle? But well said, FJT, and very expensive, and they depreciate like nobody's business. Matt's like a big Subaru fan. I haven't been able to catch your stream, says Sounding. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well too, brother. We need your advice out here. Getting fit is key. Matt usually cooks his own food. I can tell that about Matt. He makes his own gorp too. What always got? Resabite. I've heard from people that Nissan gives people hassles backing the warranties on their cars. Ever since the Renault bottom, there's been some challenges. Anyone a believer in stacking gold and silver? I have that in my portfolio. I wouldn't, put a percentage in, but not everything. Sifu back. Check out Sifu's channel. Good to see you, brother. All the way up in Idaho. George P. Good to see you're doing good, trying to not care about negative people. Good. That's another thing. Don't worry about what people do around you. You have the freedom to allow anyone in your life and choose those that are in your lane. You truly grow. Let's see. To truly grow, you must face what you fear. Sifu. Absolutely. Only the brave go this way, guys, because it's so easy to follow the hive. And you know who's running society today? It's not the man. Not the man. Dodge Durango. I've had friends with Dodges. Some have been good, and a majority of them just don't make it. Philip DeSaro out in the house. Gas normally goes down in the wintertime and up in the summer. Went up again. Imagine what it'll be in June. $6 a gallon. Get ready for the ride. Well, this is an election year, and Democrats don't want high prices. Gregory Chalmers, Toyota 4Runner for the win. I'm a huge fan of the 4Runner. I spent a couple of hours cooking Sunday afternoon. I get home late during the week and got meals ready to go. Keep away from takeaway. Or you mean takeout. Right? Your cost of living goes down. Right? You have less needs. You have less people to deal with. You can go and have a steak dinner by yourself. Right? CJ Wilkins in the house. Good to see you, brother. Check out CJ's channel as well. Gas is more than a gallon of milk. I just saw milk just went up too. The other day was it $2.89 a gallon, which is typically a year ago it was $2.09 or $1.99 a gallon. Now it's $3.29. Apparently, it costs more to transport things. Call Me Coon in the house. Good to see you. Check out Call Me Coon's channel. It looks like Call Me Coon's channel has been throttled, which is typical. They've done it to mine for years. But that just means our message is getting out. right? Just finished making my first exercise video, the rule of 3. Ooh, check out Sifu's channel on exercising. I'll have to check that out. Trans UPenn swimmer shattered all. And that's another issue. They're trying to pass bills now that you have to be of the biological sex when you're born to compete. But see, they want their cake and eat it too. When they've allowed the Skittles, they should allow the Skittles to compete with both sexes. So if you are a girl that turns into a boy and wants to compete, then you must compete with boys. So I've got no problem with that. Probably won't win a lot. And if you're a man that turns into a girl, you can compete with girls. Isn't that discrimination if they don't allow that? So we're living in a world full of, they just make things up as they go. Don't get me started. You guys know what I'm thinking. Midas, hey, Rad, I want to thank you and the other channel like yours for putting me on the right track to peace and freedom. We'll appreciate you being here and listening and sharing your experience. This is something that without YouTube, it'd be very difficult to, live this life. We have a family of people that are helping each other and sharing experiences. We don't hate ladies. We don't hate marriage. We don't recommend getting into marriage, and we recommend understanding that our biological sex, being masculine, is very different than the biological sex of being feminine. But we've been told that the nicer we are, the better relationship we'll have. We've been told that if we do this and, treat her like a queen and put her on a pedestal, everything will work out. We know that doesn't work. Being the nice guy does not work. MGTOW Life, I take myself out for steak dinner every Valentine's Day. I think you should make a video about that on Monday. Good for you. Good for you. Valentine's. Jeez. I've always hated it. I hated that when I was engaged to my wife. Oh. Pressure. AZ. Hey, Rad. Chasing excellent, not tail anymore at school. Can't follow the stream. There you go. Well, watch. Pick it up later. Good to have you in the chat, brother. AZ. Me and my mate at work grab coffee in the city at work. Without fail, see heaps of young guys dressed as girls. It's almost like they think it's trendy. Well, apparently it is trendy to be part of the Skittle gang. And Greg Adams coined it Skittles, so I'm not taking anything from Greg. I always give credit where credit is due. Sifu, International MGTOW Day on the 14th. And I look forward to that video. When I was in hard times, I called Samaritans, the emotional support line in the UK. I've been put through with a female. I knew it wouldn't help much. As a matter of fact, she gave me silly advice and I giggled. Well, it's hard to understand how men think and from a woman's perspective and vice versa. Why do you think governments pander to a very small fraction of weirdos and ignore the overwhelming majority? Because the squeaky wheel gets the grease. Simple as that. Yeah, I've always wondered that myself. Just a small majority. Once they push the narrative, then the others, the majority, the minority always convinces the majority. Jawara, $9.50 for a sandwich. Dang. Get that 2 for 1. I bought a 2011 Tacoma, 88,000 on it, 10 years left on it. Don't spend more than 200 over the length of ownership. Price of the car, 2,400. Number of years you should own it. Well said, Blake. Good to have you. Tell me where you're from. Annual Simp Tax Day says, CJ, they don't put Skittles on a pedestal in the Middle East. America should take a page out of their book. Check out FJT's channel as well. Yeah, the Middle East is, but I think technology is slowly changing. Women are becoming more obstinate there, I hear. It's a complete joke, Valentine's Day. I went to Subway the other day and asked for a $5 footlong. The sandwich maker thought I was auditioning for open mic. Inflation is hitting the food industry. And a lot of them are closing down. They can't find workers. Subway out here, I think, goes from 11 to 4 on certain days because they don't have workers that'll come in, and they're paying them a sign-on bonus of $100 or $200 plus $15 an hour. Go fig. All right, brother, have a good one. FAL. Millions to be spent by blue pills on Valentine's dinner. Hey, I suggest on Valentine's around 4 to 6, go to the grocery store and smile at the simps buying flowers. Go get a kick out of it. Chris Mitchell, they are each scapegoats for weakening the population so they can keep more control. Absolutely. Absolutely. Blake, born in Texas, been living in Vegas for 13 years. What part of Vegas? Got a buddy that lives over off in, is it Henderson? Over by the Red Rock or the rocks where people drive out and stuff. Yeah, the Skittles allow, they're loud and obnoxious, and they make people feel, they want people to feel guilty. And so that's probably why they get attention. A guy went to high school with recently purchased a Jeep Cherokee on a $700 a month note for a 13-year-old car. Jeez Louise. And that's got to have at least 200,000 miles on it, and it's probably broken down. At that point, you buy, you get Uber, which you probably spend $300 a month. He's got to have bad credit. Yeah. V-Day is Monday this year. It sure is. And get ready for the simp train, the chocolates. On Valentine's Day when I was married, we would just go to Thai food. It was like just a date night for us. It was kind of weird. She gave me some like candies or whatever, those conversation hearts. But it's the dumbest fucking holiday. Hallmark invented it. Saint Valentine's. He looks like he's part of the Skittles if you look at him and his arrow. Little Saint Valentine. I always get a laugh on Sip Day watching those dudes buying flowers. Oh, that's another thing. Flowers. $50, $75 for dead flowers. Never understood that. Always hated it. I never bought, I think I bought one time roses because I was simp, but then I started buying like real flowers that she could plant. Nice flowers. Came in a pot. There's no one to answer to on them. Think about this. You're a man going your own way. Valentine's Day now becomes a gigantic raise in your bank account. Raise. And all of the restaurants have their little Valentine's Day dinners, 5-course champagne, what have you, appetizer. It costs $100 a plate, $100 on flowers, $200 present. Guy probably bought new cologne, new shoes. He's into it $1,000, $500 to $1,000 minimum, if he's massive simp. Well said, Jason. I was bad about holidays, not my love language. I'm not a good gift giver. I stress out. But I like the fact that my kids are older because now they get cash. That's easy. That just takes 3 envelopes. George P. On V-Day, men, the check will be on men. Yes, it will. It's another foodie call for the gal. It's actually even more because she gets a foodie call. How about the guy that goes on a date with the gal, maybe the second date is Valentine's Day? Ugh, whacked. Fried chicken and game, Chris Mitchell. There you go. Simps fun and cater February 14th and get snatched out by the Chad and try runs the other 364. That chick is only there for the gift and putting on a little show, and then she's going to think she's thinking about Chad all night. I'm not a gifter, I'm a doer, says Oki. They are really pushing spa days this year for D-Day. Of course they are. Pretty soon it's going to be bigger than Christmas. I can't think of one thing that benefits men from on Valentine. It doesn't. It's the outright fleecing of men. You're right, Rad. I have nasty pictures of hijab girls living in the Middle East. I don't even ask for the pictures. To the Nawal guys moving over there, good luck competing with her cell phone. Cell phone doesn't care about frame. FJT, check out his channel. He's got a lot of voicemails from whacked out gals and great stories from chicks all over. So he's absolutely right. There is no place. If there is technology in your country, city, locale, it's over. They see the exact same TikToks, Instagrams, YouTubes, Slapchat, you name it. The only thing you should value is yourself. Here in Denmark, a US gallon is $9.20. Damn, don't want to. Yeah, don't. European gas is expensive. That's why they have very efficient cars over there. Cheapest gas in the world is in Venezuela. I lived there for a couple of years. Yes, it was 3 cents a gallon. I think it's 10 cents a gallon now, if I can remember. And they still, when I was there in 1991, 92, 93, they raised the price of gas by 1 cent, and there was deadly manifestations all over the country. Around here, jewelry commercials are all over the radio stations. Same here, Lisa. Day after Valentine's Day is a good day to buy chocolate for yourself at half price. Just don't get the Russell Stover ones. I don't even think that's real chocolate. Oh, let's see. We got TR is back. She was back on the last stream talking about raised by a strong father. Marcella in the house. Good to see you. Been a while since we see Marcella. Good for you. Glad you're doing well. I'm doing well. Are you going on a Valentine's date tomorrow, Marcella? Or Monday? Las Vegas Country Club behind the Westgate Hotel. There you go. Okie Drummer, your girlfriend becomes a P on V-Day. 98% of women are not recommended to RAD. 1% to 2% are valuable, but they're very extremely difficult to find. Now, people can debate me on the 1% to 2%, but I do believe there are decent ladies out there. But 98% are not recommended. So 98%, wherever you see them, would be a no-go. You got to be Amish to approach women. I think the Amish set I don't know. I wonder if they family set each other up. I could be wrong. You don't see FJT's channel. Freaky Jersey Tales? Should be there. Buy World's Finest Chocolates. They're a Chicago company. Oh, there you go. I do like chocolate. I like Hershey's with almonds is my favorite. Although I do like some gourmet darker chocolates with chili infused and things like that. I know it's ladies like chocolate the most. I get it, but my favorite candy bar was Snickers. Wedding rings trending in the Google search. Well, people are coming out of the COVID slump, and they're again, the fantasy is alive and well in the metaverse. Fantasy is alive and well in the metaverse. Is that FJT's channel, Polska? Thanks for doing that. Palmer chocolate does bad things to your stomach. You won't sleep at night. Oh, man. I have a mentor who jokingly says 97% of women are not recommended, and the remaining 3% were poor men. Oh, there are some decent ladies out there. No Valentine's date this year. Dang it. How about you? Heck no. Maybe I'll hang out with a wacko, but that's about it. But no. What do you think about men giving flowers to women on a regular basis? I think it's a complete simp tactic. I do not advise it. That man is basically, what would be the word? Is contaminated by today's hive mind. Jacob back. Greetings from Denmark. Happy to join your live chat again. Good to have you, Jacob. You got another compadre with Big Dick Dane from Denmark. Good to have you. What do you do in Denmark? I would like to know what you guys do for work. Everybody. I spend Valentine's with my friends. We take the holiday each year to enjoy each other and give to ourselves. No need to be wined and dined. It's always a great time. Good for you. You know, it's just a ploy. It's goofball. Everyone knows it's awkward too. Thousands of blue pills to propose on Valentine's. Yes, absolutely. Oh, go to it. You know what? MGTOW Life's going to go and get a steak dinner. Go to someplace nice and see if somebody proposes. Appreciate the support for FJT. Absolutely. Where is a good place to eat fine chocolate to hurt more people's feelings? Playing devil's advocate, do you believe there's a such thing as modern women who appreciate pure chivalry? I think there are certain women that do. And they have to have been raised by a strong father figure that was not raised as a princess. However, and have very little access or do not play on social media. But good luck finding them, right? Honestly, more people are buying themselves flowers. I bet women are buying themselves flowers that don't have boyfriends. CJ, hello. Why girls play mind games? How to win their stupid game? They play mind games because that is just part of the course. That's it. Attention, validation, drama. You know, ladies, a lot of ladies like to create drama out of nowhere. Remember, women should be archaeologists, or the 98% of them, because they love digging up the past. Simps are again falling in love. Let's keep them in our thoughts. Philip Tesoro. Yes, we definitely need to help them. Keep them in our prayers too. Russell Stovers is in Kansas City, but they got bought out by Lindt, a Swiss chocolate company. Swiss chocolate. I've had those little Lindt balls. They're great. It's surprising they bought the Russell Stover. I mean, you can get those things after Valentine's Day for 15 cents. Those boxes. Why do you think societies allow women to get away with lots of things when men would get punished for saying or doing the exact same thing? A nature or nurture thing or both. Traveling dude, programming. Simple as that. Programming. Goes back to fake tears. We get sad about tears. Men are evil. You know, Adam and Eve. This goes back way back, and it's due to a programming. Traveling dude. Where are you from? Good to have you in the chat. Anything wrong with single, childless men hooking up with women for only one night stands safely with latex in the U.S. and overseas life job? A lot of guys do it, but there's risks and rewards to that. I'd be very careful going overseas. You have no idea who that gal is or who she's connected to. There are multiple stories of guys hooking up with women only to be drugged by the woman and their brothers and cousins come and beat the crap out of them, rob. Be very, very careful. And there's risks and rewards to that. That's all I would say. And women, and let's go back, and women in foreign countries know men from America are using Tinder, and it's a big scam. So you got to be careful. All right, George is answering back. Good. I work as an investment consultant. Ooh, in Denmark. Basically, I help engineering companies translate their innovations to investors to attract the green needy. Well said, Jacob. That sounds like a great gig. Probably make a great living doing that. We got a bot here in the chat. Need someone to get rid of that Dwayne. You know who can't take my classic Nova, my paid off home, or my motorcycle? My wife, because I don't have an X-free GX laying it down to Chinatown. I hope I said that, X-free Joe. Good. That a boy. That should be a bumper sticker. I like that. Basic proof of U.S. hating men. What day is the male equivalent to Valentine's Day? Crickets. Well said. What's up, Jerron, all the way from Brooklyn? Joke for the night. What's a really good water slide for kids? Her throat. That's funny. Brad, I need some advice about female nature. Most RPs say that women don't love men, but I remember during all relationship, these girls used to crave me and do a lot of stuff for me, and I didn't do shit. Well, she liked the chase. That's as simple as that. That's why they did stuff for you when you didn't do shit. The moment you turned around and chased her, she's gone. Do women love men? No, they love differently. 90% love opportunistically. Very, very few women really understand true love. And they might, if they do, their mother and father had true love. They were raised in a situation like that. But female nature is female nature. If you're getting in a relationship because she loves you, think again. I got to break the fantasy bubble. It's as simple as that. And when you don't do anything, they seek your attention. Simple as that. Russian roulette has only one cartridge, whereas marriage roulette has 5 rounds. Sound engineer. Well said, brother. How much did I miss? 45 minutes. Everything has its time, even humans, but I'm happy not to have made any babies to leave behind. Happy smiles every day, just knowing it ends here with this guy. And that's, it's sad, but it's at least you're able to, it's sad in the sense that we like to leave our legacy in the form of posterity, but it's too dangerous now. It's too risky. It's not recommended based on the courts. Investment portfolio specialist for TD Ameritrade here in Dallas. There you go, CJ. Talk to CJ and Jacob about investing. Post-Walls are demanding commitment or no poo. Dang. That's not going to work for them. Men have woken up, at least the majority. Let's say that a traditional revolver has 6 rounds. There you go. I see what you're saying. I accidentally hit the enter key before I finished typing. Talking the Denmark language. I like that. Hey, Rad, I think I'm going to do a long video live stream. We can all talk about what we're doing. There you go. I'll jump on. Mousetrap, bear trap, wedding ring equals same idea with different design. He's right. He's right. True, Rad, one of my co-workers went overseas to see a high-class call girl. He told us she burned him and bad and gave him the clap. Claims he used protection. Be very careful, guys. It's funny. A lot of guys calling Coach Greg Adams to talk about Colombia. You need to know the culture, number one, which most guys don't. You need to know how to speak Colombian Spanish, at least slang. And then you need to be smart as hell. So, yeah, Colombian Cupid and all that stuff, you'd be very, very careful. Carl back in the house. Men value love. Women love value. There you go. Right there, CJ. It is what it is, but it's up to the red pill man to minimize his risks interacting with women. I would say do not get emotionally or mentally attached to a woman. That means that will then save you a lifetime of wasting money trying to buy her happiness or her love. Once I awakened the distance between my mom and I increased. Now she calls and she now knows that I'm no longer stupid to her nature. It actually feels amazing. Well, again, a man that goes his own way decides who gets to be in his life, and he cuts the toxic people out. And that could be family members. That could be best friends that you were friends with. I've lost a lot of friends, several friends. What's your opinion on legalized condom required acts of so-called aren't dating and marriage legal forms? Who knows? So legalizing condom use. It's probably smart, but I don't know if I think most prostitutes require that. I remember falling in love was like crack. Was out like 2 months after my last breakup. Even if I dumped her and had side chick, heartbreaks are tough. They are, because the fantasy overtakes the reality of the breakup, and men will try to fix everything. That's how our brains work. The only way to get over heartbreak is to accept it and write your pros and cons list down, and know if she left you, you're now an ex to her. You'd never take an ex back. How often do you see men driving Priuses? In Oregon, all those simps are driving them. Well, liberal simps. Real men wouldn't get caught dead in a Prius. I remember I got Uber, and it was Prius, and I was like, maybe I should get another one. But it was at night. A man's honesty is misogyny, apparently. Something. Bob, hopefully it'll be going on long enough so you can pop on. Oh, for your live stream. Good. Yep. Live stream Chris Mitchell's on Valentine's. Check it out. Why are brothers being beheaded in the favelas? It's part of the narrative, Jorah. I didn't know Hallmark warned us about the hazardous health conditions when buying a greeting card. There should be a warning on a Hallmark greeting card. Brad, if you were forced to move, pick 2 states you would immediately consider: Florida and Texas. Florida and Texas. Bob, this won't work without my waffles. Okay, gotcha. Not sad here. Otherwise, I would not smile thinking about how lucky my non-existing kids are. All those things they won't see. Clock ticking. COVID was an indicator of human behavior. Absolutely. We're in a different world, guys. There has never been a world situation that we've just gone through in 2 years ago. The Spanish flu is nothing. I mean, everything across the world shut down. The amount of tyranny that came about, control, oppression, locking people in their own house based on a little bug. I've cut 90% of my life during the pandemic, some because of it, most because I saw the one direction of thing, my time is too valuable. Again, a guy going his own way decides who gets to fly in his plane. Gets to go wherever he wants, gets to be with whomever. It's a wonderful thing when you take that step. Marcella says, a guy I was dating went to Colombia, hooked up with women there, and then expects us to pick our relationship. Yeah, no thanks. Good for you. Good for you, Marcella. Is it Prius the new moped? Oh, the scooter. Fun to ride, but you don't want your friends to see you on it, right? I'm glad I'm an OG and my biology doesn't rule me anymore. You know, that's a lot of guys. We're physical. We want to lay and be with women intimately and sexually. But at what cost does it come? What is the cost of doing that for the majority of men? Drama, financial issues, debt, potential hypergamy, broken hearts, finding somebody in bed with her. It could be vice, and again, men cheat too. So it's just, what is the cost? I'm trying to get this across. What is the cost? Not able to go to the countries you wanted to. I've done more traveling in the last 3 to 4 years than I ever did married. And I've gone to the places I wanted to go, when I wanted to go, and how I wanted to go, and where I wanted to sleep, and what hotels. I was thinking of Florida and Texas, honorable mention, Vegas. Nevada would be cool too, but too deserty. I plan to go to the Dominican on vacation. I see a lot of beautiful looking DR ladies willing and able for a cheek. I would take yours. Be very careful, my friend. All V-Day dates are expensive. Restaurants should come with money, counseling for the poor simp and who could have invested in Amazon. Or some chick who gave it up to a guy a week ago for a 6-piece wing. Guys will do anything, and that's our programming too. We think giving more to a woman is going to make her not like us. I think they'll like us less. Just like a fat girl, good to ride, but don't be seen in public with it. I think most relationships today are just temporary, other than family. And then those have a lot of issues. I think relationships, yeah, I would agree with that statement. People get bored of each other. People fall, they lose the dopamine. Asian massage parlors are nice too. Cheap, easy fun with Asian ladies, but required condoms. Yeah. Go to if anything, go to a facility that does that, and they're, you probably will minimize your risk. The cost can be high, like getting thrown in jail for false DV. Absolutely. Guys, people in Mexico, Colombia, Guatemala get thrown, Venezuela, used to. Venezuela's not really open, but they get thrown in jail. How about the guy that went to Venezuela to marry that gal, and they threw him in jail for 3 years? The guy was from Utah. I think Trump got him out. Went to marry a gal he met online. Same religion. Gets thrown in jail for 2 years. The cost to your mental health, savings account, and freedom. Those are the costs, absolutely. If you can work remotely, I look at West Virginia and Tennessee. Tennessee's cool. Yeah, remote. And that's another thing. Man going his own way can now work remote wherever he wants. As men, we're expected to conform to a traditional gender role and pitch in with household chores, while women can call us misogynists for holding them to a traditional gender role. Playing field is never level. It's never level. The goalposts are always moving. The rules are always changing. Females who cheat is worse because in order to get her to spread, she has to be at a high emotional level. Guys are more physical. Absolutely. She's emotionally invested into that cheating. Check out the channels Bull, Boom, Bear, Bust, and Jeremiah Babe. Check it out. Thank you, Dak. Appreciate you being here, everybody. Appreciate the wrenchers. Never buy the cow when you get the milk for free. Just make sure the cow doesn't make falls out. Yes, it's a different world we live in, guys. It's a very different world. And there's laws now being passed that, if you had consensual acts of kindness horizontally, you could be held accountable 2-3 days, maybe a week afterwards. West Virginia is on your list. I mainly want to go to a red state and be around more conservatives. What's that like in Florida? Or excuse me, New York, John, with all those libs. What's going on with older women and dogs? Unconditional love, my friend. Here it's all Democrats. I'm a huge sore thumb. Oh, it's full of Dems. Post-nut clarity, as Coach Craig Adam calls it. It's like just after you came, you think, I'm not a whaler. What the hell am I doing here with that damn whale? Well said. Don't forget the hot sauce. Drake's a one-nighter, tried to impregnate herself, and he threw that hot sauce in there. I don't know why people just don't flush them down the toilet. Or take them home with them. I think West Virginia may be a long game state. Tennessee would be high on my list. I can't decide. I think Tennessee's good too. I think there's a lot of conservative people out there. NASCAR, wherever there's NASCAR, I think there's conservative. Any ideas on how men can get out of child support if he doesn't want a child? I would probably, Coach Craig Adams says, go foreign. Have a kid in the Dominican and don't bring him back or wherever. But you never know. He might not ever see the kid. But don't even be thinking about that. The law allows women to withdraw consent months later. Well, what just happened a couple years ago with the Rose McGowan movement? The M-E with the T and the two O's after it. What happened? All these people came out of the woodwork. Some were frivolous. Some might be legit. They came out 20, 30 years later. Conservatives for America, Democrats destroy everything they touch. No socialism, Trump for 2024. Well, strong men vote conservative. It's as simple as that. A man going his own way that is red pill votes conservative or libertarian. I'm more of a libertarian, but a weak man votes liberal. A weak man is a liberal is a victim. It's as simple as that. I don't know how else to explain it. A man going his own way is not a victim. A man going his own way takes accountability for his life and improves his life. Liberals do not. Fight me all you all. I get liberals posting all the time and no, a weak man votes liberal. It's as simple as that. Nicholas back in the house. Check out Nicholas, his channel as well. He's got a good channel. Good to have you, brother. Chris Mitchell really cares about the brothers. Yes, he does. I absolutely sense I'm on a higher level than people here. I walk every day and there are still sheeple there wearing masks. I rode my mountain bike in the summer, right at the end of the year last year, and there was a guy 9 miles up. It was me and him and squirrels, and he had a mask on. Rad, thanks for all you do. You're providing positivity and encouragement for people all around the world, all the way from the U.S. to the dark, snowy plains of Scandinavia. Well, appreciate you being here. We need everybody. We need the Jacobs, the Big Dick Danes from Sweden, the people from Mexico, and Lucas Honk from Singapore, and Fabian, and everybody around the world, because we're sharing and experiencing life as men in today's modern world. And the women that attend this channel definitely appreciate their perspective. You know? We're subscribed to FJT's channel. Thanks for doing that, Dak. Oh, here's a question for the chat. Do you think females will be drafted? They should be, if they want equality. Don't flush anything besides TP down toilets. Take it with you unless you want to cause thousands in plumbing damage. Oh, okay. Interesting. Post-nut clarity is kind like being hit with a shovel, not seeing it coming like Norman Bates in the kitchen in Psycho. Speaking about Norman Bates, in Psycho, the original Psycho, when they were in the shower scene and there was blood, that was chocolate syrup from my old film days as a film major in college. We studied Psycho. Had great cinematography. Alfred Hitchcock. Sub to Brandon Trueblood. Robert A. A strongman doesn't participate in the Victim Olympics. Correcto mundo, Robert. I just hit a financial milestone today with the markets. I want to pull the ripcord with 75% of my highest salary at a 4% withdrawal rate. Trinity Study says I should never run out of money. There you go, brother. Good for you. Congrats. You don't have to deal with the wife. Seetsie, I thought that more South American women or women from other countries for that matter would be more prone to hurting Western men because of wanting papers or just escaping their countries. I think you're right about that. Democratic men are incredibly weak, beta, and goofy. And they play the victim card. They want free handouts. I rejected the blue fake pill and the red pill and took the red pill. In modern times, are women more trouble to men than they're worth? Well, it's apparently looking that way. I can live very well overseas. Heck yeah, you can. Guys, there's great countries. South America, Central America. Liberalism, much like a disease, infect the body. Body being America. Diseases spread until the host can't survive, much like cancer. Well said, Nicholas. A weak man is a liberal man. A strong man is not. A strong man builds and creates. A weak man takes. Phil D says, women will never understand men's mental battles. I don't think so. I remember being having that discussion with my ex-wife and saying, there's stress being a provider and wanting to take care of kids, and there's a stress to it. Check out Good Mother's channel. I did check it out the other day. I think you like her take on things. Definitely not a feminist, not afraid to confront crazy bitches. Well, we need more of those. We need more Lisa Smiths and Marcellas and Sweet Cheese. Giant Boston, good to have you, brother. I'm doing well. Hope you survived that Boston snowstorm. I served in the Army under Clinton and Bush. Female soldiers cannot meet male standards, and we worked out and ran 5 times a week. They would make lousy special force troops. I think Terrence Popp did a video on that when they allowed those 2 to become Rangers, the 2 women. Check out his video on it. What's your view on legal brothels in the U.S.? I think that's legal. I think you should do the legal because there's rules around it, what's needed and cleanliness and so forth. I think it's safer. I totally agree on the weak male is liberal. I ran into a random guy and he actually said, you don't look liberal, you don't talk liberal, you don't smell liberal. We do not like liberals. Victims. See, John Boston. I like the Psycho movie from the 60s. I actually met Marley Renfro, who played Janet Leigh's stunt double in the famous shower stabbing thing. There you go. That was chocolate syrup, Hershey syrup as the blood. Brandon Trueblood, not messing around on his channel. He's got some good stuff. Ever watched Night of the Living Dead? I did, and it taught me a lesson. Never judge a strong male character in terms of color. Guys, if you have a channel, let me post it. Thanks, Dak, for doing that. How many kids did you have with your ex? 3. They're all grown. Good Mother's channel listed. That is very true, but remember, y'all strong, independent, and don't need no man. If it does happen, there will be an increase of babies. I wouldn't recommend her if I didn't feel she was vetted, watched hours. Well, I watched a couple of things about her, and some of her live streams are like multiple hours. I don't have the attention span to do 6-7 hours. Those guys that do, that great. That more people come in the chat and they keep it going. I think that's great. I think it's a service, especially guys that are lonely, that haven't truly accepted or digested the red pill. I mean, hey, loneliness is a factor that we have to understand. And loneliness is something that you have to overcome, because loneliness is basically you giving external validation to others. When the only validation you need is, as I said all the time, is in your internal. And get out. Go and sit at a bar and watch a video or watch a game. Watch a soccer game in Europe or a basketball game. Have a Perrier and a sandwich. You don't need a drink. Just get out. Look around. Open your eyes. Look at people in the eyes. Would you ever get married or have kids and do it? No, I wouldn't. No. But I maybe in the 1800s. 12-hour long. Sometimes a few have been on with her. Yes, they are long. And thankfully, a lot of brothers, both black, white, Asian, and Mexican, all have the same position. They're like, yeah, you're absolutely right. We're all in the same boat. Asian men frequent the channel. Black men. A lot of subscribers are black. European men, Eastern Europe, Philippine men, Singapore men, Latin men. And I think Coach Greg Adams, I love seeing his perspective. I only had one black friend growing up. I lived in Oregon, on the west side, Beaverton. And there was only two black guys in our school. They're the most cool guys, popular, have the hottest chick, the best athletes. There's one black friend of mine, Tyrone, and he was a skater. And he was cool. He skated for about 6 months, and then he became popular and became a basketball player. But that's some bear. It was interesting to I didn't know a lot. I didn't really learn because we were full of white kids and Asian kids were what made up my high school. So I love hearing the perspective of Greg Adams when it comes to the community. And even dating black women apparently is very expensive to upkeep with their grooming standards. Females only want equality when it benefits them. Just like double standards. I did a video, Jerron, about men versus women and the EQUALITY, and it got deleted. I actually got a strike. Said it was hate speech. But how can we be equal? We have different body types, different strengths, different brains. Yeah. If a female should have the right to opt out of motherhood and make the choice, why can't a man opt out of fatherhood? Some things are mysteries. We all see females that would be nice to have in our life, each time touching a different hot stove, expecting different results. It's difficult because it's hardwired. We don't need more drama. A lot of times it goes along the hive mind, the programming, the thinking, oh, we're going to die old, the shaming, There are, yes, Polska, a lot of MGTOW in Africa. I hung around all the Asians in college, all piano wizards, or played violin. Very smart. Real liberals seem to like Birkenstocks, Resabita. Yes, they do, brother. There you go. Please, African brother here, please sub. A lot of black guys have red pill channels too. Love getting their perspective. Good stuff. CJ, who else? FJT. I know I'm forgetting a bunch. Darlene, how you? Good to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well. Good to have you back. 1% are needle in the haystack. Slam cave. 1 to 2%. I hate speech, talking against the narrative, and thinking for yourself. Ain't that the truth? What's your take on interracial dating, marriage, and mixed kids for it? We live in a different world today. I don't have a problem with it, but I wouldn't get married or have kids. I smash a woman from Honduras once a week. She did not speak English. So I continue seeing her. Peace, quiet, and freedom. Mr. West, good to have you, brother. Check out 5 Years of Freedom's channel. He just did a Valentine's Day simp video today. Right? Violins and cellos. I'd like 3 rolls with Marnie. You should see if she's available. Traveling dude, Halle Berry is good looking. Yes, she's damn good looking, but she's crazy or she's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. She's been through how many Chads? I'm telling you, there's something about fame, women, Hollywood, the wall. I mean, look at Charlize Theron. She's a very attractive woman, but dang, she's crazy too. She's crazy too. Ever have a one-night stand in your face? Is that healthy? I have. Is it healthy? It depends on what you're seeking. I'm not a big believer that you should smash 10,000 women. I think that's not good for a man. I think you should lay with more than one, you know. But I think the higher the count, I don't think it's good for men's psyche as well. That's just my thoughts. MGTOW Cowboy in the house. Check out MGTOW Cowboy's channel as well. In Chicago, I've been missing your last couple. How are you? Doing well, brother. Good to have you back in the chat. Connect to 5 Years of Freedom as well. 5 Years of Freedom. Yes, all the time. There you go. You know, some guys can. It just depends what you're seeking in a one night stand, right? Simple as that. And there's no risk involved. Hopefully. He's back. Good to see you, brother. Keep bringing the heat, man. I will. I've never met one beautiful female, many attractive women, but not beautiful. I don't believe there's a 10. I think a 10 is a myth. I think beautiful combines the internal and the external. Attractive is all external. That's right, traveling dude. She's from South Africa. Do you still stand behind your 3 rolls in the A roll? The 98%, absolutely. That's typically what that's for, the 98%. If you cannot communicate, you cannot argue. Look for the ones that do not speak your language. Well said, Philip. Again, these are the rules. Does she have social media? Red flag. Does she have tattoos? Visible, whacked out tattoos. Gauges. Massive amounts of makeup. Red flag. Constantly on her phone. Red flag. Fakeness. Red flag. Drinks a lot. Red flag. Baby daddy issues. Red flag. Divorces. Red flag. Polska Bob. You know, we're thinking about having a Chicago get-together with Hammerhand and, well, some big creators, let's just say, somewhere in Chicago in the summer. Rev, me, whoever wants to go. Trying to get some big guys and just have a fun time hanging out, eating pizza and chilling. He eats waffles a lot. One of those guys in the house can't stand being around women. Well, you have to have, what do they bring to the table? Simple as that. Do they bring peace, quiet, and freedom? That's probably why. When I held my ex with accountability, I was attacked by her mom, dad, and friends. I was controlling. Of course, same thing here. Strong, successful male just released a video outlining my experience. Oh, I was told lots of things, brother, by my mother-in-law. Beautiful equals no room for improvement, close to perfect. There you go. Will you look for a woman to live with in the future? Rad. I will never live with a woman. Ever catch any diseases from one-night stands? Nope. You need to be protected. Sub to FJT, damn right. I'm not the pilot, I'm the co-pilot. Lisa Smith, talking about her place in her marriage. And she likes to be the co-pilot. 10 is not a myth. You believe there's a 10 out there? Candace Owens is attractive and conservative. She's a very attractive woman. And she's smart. I would agree with it. Benny Stacks in the house. Red flags. Benny, where are you from? I haven't seen you before. 3 kids in tow. Red flag. Cafe Salsero. Single mothers tend to be red flags. And especially if they divorce their husband. If they're a widow, different story. Men got to be careful these days with women. I saw a show recently where more and more women accuse men of the blank if they don't get their way. It's happening. Hallie is through with the Chads. She has moved on. Remaining Tyrone. Hope she likes cats and the expensive box wine. Yeah, she's done with the Chads, right? She should go marry a school teacher, a liberal one. If she says men and women are equal, red flag, FJT. Absolutely. She's liberal, red flag. Going back and forth, email with Rev and Rev. Good. Has a pulse, red flag. No comment. I caught the clap from a girl back in university, had to take medication for a week. Yeah, be careful. Even college, guys. Be careful. Hamster wheel. Yeah, that's the atmosphere when you talk to Decepticons. If you're a successful male, you're entitled to be cocky and conceited. You have built your cake and you eat it well. I did a video on nice guys. The jerks in my industry are the ones promoted. The jerks in relationships are the one that get to lie down with the ladies. February 15th, half off. Absolutely. Gives you shit without knowing you. Red flag. Go Shura. Just bought some land in Tennessee for a man's retreat. Joker did. Would you travel there? Sure. Will the courts ever stop falling? No, because it makes them money. Court is a business. The chickens are coming home to roost for Western ladies. I predict that in the next decade, it'll be women who are thirsty and chasing. You might not be mistaken. I would tend to agree with that statement, Mr. Nicholas. Check out his channel as well. Sub to Nicholas's stuff. Is it safe to send men sleeping with women anywhere is okay and safe as long as, well, that's not always a guarantee either. That's not always a guarantee. Valentine's Day is bullshit, more like Single Awareness Month. Should be a warning sign to all men to stay away from gifts. I made a mistake a decade ago to outline how my path would make us financial independent, could retire early. My last ex thought I was a broker and a loser. Guess who's smiling now? Mr. Carl. I've seen that several times, never dated, but I've seen them. Well, I think to me, I don't think I've ever seen one. I've thought I've seen one, maybe airbrushed. Maybe Claudia Schiffer back in the day. She says there are more than two genders. Red flag. Well said. George P. Men and women are equal, but not in front of a judge. Damn right. I stay away from liberal women. They're mental. They are. Stay away from liberals. Nicholas says he got the clap 6 times. Dang. She got the poke. Red flag. F.A. South Sarah, boss girl with high stress, high paying career. Red flag. Spike in the house. Good to see Spike. One of those guys. Spencer Epidemic. I don't know what Spencer is. If she supports the Skittles alphabet, red flag. Dirty car and Captain Crunch on the floor, red flag. She'll work for another 25 years and have a small condo paid off, maybe some more if her mom doesn't burn through. Now, she's never going to be in the situation you are, definitely. CT says, I think a 10 should be solidified by integrity and character. I think, well, you're probably right. Beautiful women is beautiful on the inside and outside. Sub to Nicholas's channel, folks. Good stuff. Why do women not date or leave men when men are broke and leave with their parents falling on hard times? Female nature. That's the only reason they do. Because a woman seeks a provider and a protector, and when one of those or both of those fall apart, they leave. Hearts and flowers equals skull and crossbones. That would be a great t-shirt. Guys, we've had so many great ideas for t-shirts and bumper stickers. Sadly, I think the number of homeless women is increasing. I see more and more of them in certain parts. It's unfortunate. No one wants to see a homeless person. Young Olivia Newton. Oh, wasn't she great in Grease? Saw Halle Berry in Moonfall, still attractive, but certainly hit the wall. I want to see that Moonfall. Use the go-to channel link, Dak. Okay. That's for you two guys. Appreciate you guys being wrenches. Andrew Tate is a predator, grifter, and user. I got to listen to the link you provided. Intro was on point. Here are some words of my wisdom. The best revenge for anybody is your success. Successful men will always have the last laugh. That's my mentality. Financially abundant before 50. And I would say this, Jerron, become successful for you. Because I think if you go, I thought about this for a while. If you go for success because you want revenge on your ex, you're still giving power to her. But in the end, success is for you. And that's hard for guys because we want to show, hey, we got our divorce weight off. We're doing great. We've got to change the mindset. We do it for ourselves. What do you think of middle-aged women that keep making kids? Yeah. Attention. A pregnant woman gets attention, guys. And a newborn. Oh, my ship. I'm the captain, co-captain, quartermaster, navigator, sergeant of arms, gunner, cook, sailmaker. The only positions for women is on call deck, swabber, banana cockler. 5 years of freedom's got some funny shit. Men, women, and simps. Listen up. The man I became, she's not a virgin, red flag. No, I can't. Yeah, sure. I love seeing homeless women. I don't like seeing any homeless people. But decisions lead to consequences. If you see a homeless man with a dog, you feel bad for the dog. Compounding returns in stocks that pay good dividends consistently are where it's at. I would agree. Again, another plug for 5 Years of Freedom's channel. Grease Sarah Olivia, but she turned into a huge 304. Lots of them did. A lot of men are homeless because of the courts, because of defending our freedom, PTSD. Sultan's back in the house, just woke up. Good to have you. Check the stream out from the beginning. I'm going to be cutting it off here in about 1 minute. Got to go make dinner for my boy. Why do you women give a nice custodian the silent trim that works hard? Because a custodian is seem like a less than. Which custodians are great. If you ever see one, tell them they do a great job. They keep diseases and they wipe down stuff and make things clean. Brad, of course, forefront is me, but you know that feeling. I know. I hear you, brother. What's keeping you where you're at? Kids. 17 months, guys. I might be doing these from a little hut on a little secluded piece of property in Mexico or Colombia or Guatemala. Or maybe I'll be driving a bus or a van somewhere and doing that for a little bit. You guys have a good one. Women are sometimes the cause of fall on men. I would agree with that. Marriage can only work if you keep secret stashes on money in case of divorce. We the people, good to have you. You guys have been great. This is Rebel Against Defeat, Chase Excellence. Sub to these people. Sub to our channel. Sub to our brothers. We'll be here again. I'm out.